Welcome, folks. I am Jabby Kaway, joined by Achara Kirk.
What's up?
We are continuing on with The Last of Us, Season 1, Episode 4, Quattro. You guys, thanks so much. That's
cool.
correct. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I'm just like, in honor of Pedro Pascal. So, you guys, thanks so much for joining us. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. That's assuming you're watching this on YouTube, which, if you are, you're seeing a cut-down version of our reaction because we can only show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us, no cuts, no interruptions, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabbyKaway, or become a member of this channel so you can watch the whole thing with us. No compromises, no edits at all, but you will need your own HBO Max subscription so you can open up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown sync, and it'll be like you're watching it with two of your favorite pals from the internet. All right, let's jump into this. Here we go.
Ooh. Do you know what you're doing? Because I wouldn't. Oh.
Well, I guess she emptied it, so.
It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope. It'll still be stationary.
Oh.
Volume 2 by Will Livingston. Volume 2. Look, you get it? 2, like T-O-O.
Ah.
One of the mermaid word of her math class.
What?
An algebra. Like, algebra.
Oh, an algebra.
I want to see a tank.
You will. Tanks, choppers, all that stuff. Built to fight the wrong enemy. Just scattered around now.
What's she doing?
She's just scavenging.
Oh.
Here, this make you all nostalgic?
That's before
It's actually before my
Yeah,
time.
I was about to say it's before his time.
It's light on the reading, but it has some interesting pictures.
No. That's not for kids.
How do
Ellie,
you even walk around with that thing?
please get rid of it.
Hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Why are all these pages stuck together?
Ew.
I'm just f***ing with you.
Ooh.
Oh, God. That actually looks yummy. Chef Boyardee.
What am I even eating?
That is 20-year-old Chef Boyardee ravioli.
That guy is good. So can we start a fire? I'm freezing.
Now, why am I going to tell you no?
Because infected will see the smoke.
No, fungus isn't that smart. This is too remote for infected anyway.
People? So what are they going to do, rob us?
Well, they'll have way more in mind than that.
Yeah, worse. Why wouldn't you just sleep inside the car?
Oh, it's not comfortable. I can't recline.
Oh no. Not more puns.
Why did the Scarecrow get an award?
Why?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
You dick! There's no way anyone knows we're here, right? No one's gonna find us.
No one's going to find us.
Is he lying?
Well, his job is to keep her
Yeah.
safe and calm.
He's doing the daddy thing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He's just keeping lookout.
Aww. How are you gonna drive all day and all night?
That's what you gotta do. You gotta man up.
I wouldn't be able to.
I think that's also a parenting thing, though. You just learn how to function on less sleep because you gotta tend to the offspring.
Cheyenne. Really? Cheyenne.
That was cute.
Casper. What's his name?
Whose name?
Your brother.
Tommy.
Younger or older?
Younger.
Why isn't he with you?
Long story.
Is it longer than 25 hours? 'Cause
Tommy's what we used to call a joiner. Dreams of becoming a hero. So he enlists in the Army right out of high school. Being in the Army, didn't make him feel much like a hero. Cut to 12 years later, outbreak happens. He convinces me to join a group. It's where we met Tess. And then Tommy meets Marlene. She talks me to join in the Fireflies. The same mistake he made when he was 18. Of course, last I heard, he quit the Fireflies, too. So now he's on his own out there, and I gotta go get him.
Big brother mode.
What if you don't find him?
I will.
How do you know?
I'm persistent. You got up pretty early if you want to grab more sleep.
I'm not even tired.
I knew it. I knew that was going to be the jump cut. That's so me.
We're going to try to clear this out? No, you can't. No.
No.
No way. You're on foot now.
Ugh. Oh, it's so hard to get places. What'd I do for a horse?
Where are we?
Kansas City.
How far back do we have to go to get around this?
Right back where they came from.
Screw it.
What?
What are you doing?
I was wondering that.
Jog right around this tunnel. Take the next ramp.
Oh, like, can't you, like, just blow through one of those fences or something? I don't know. Right there, just go around it. No? It's not
their
reinforced,
vehicle
is it?
It looks like it might be a 4-wheel drive, so...
Is the highway.
I can't tell from this. I'm all turned around.
Well, don't look at the state map. Look at the
I
inset.
don't know where we are in that either. This is my second day in a car, man. I mean, I think we're heading north.
Matchstick Men and
What is-
Underworld at the
oh.
cinema. Uh-oh.
Oh, I guess he doesn't want to stop.
Stop.
Why?
Is that the QZ?
That's not the QZ.
Where the f*** is Fedra?
No.
Hey!
Uh-oh. Keep moving. No, you gotta keep
No,
moving.
no. Oh, no. Woo!
Are we gonna help him?
No.
Oh, shit. Oh, no! Oh, bum. Where's your gun?
Hey, you see that hole? Can you squeeze through?
Where's her backpack?
Yeah, with her.
Okay. Go!
Oh, she's got her back. She's got her back.
Yeah. Good job. Come on. Get in there.
You mother...
Get him now. Oh, no.
Shush. Oh, she's gonna nab him, isn't she? What are you gonna do?
Oh, Joel got him.
Oh no! This is it. Did he just...
That's gonna stay with her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home. I'll tell everyone you're good. I don't know what to do. My legs don't work.
Oh my God.
We could be friends. I didn't know. I'm Brian. What's your name?
Oh, this is complicated.
Please, I'm sorry, please. No one asked you. I'm sorry. No, we can just stop. Mom!
Oh, he killed him with his own knife. Whoa.
There's some stuff against the door.
Can you move it?
Oh, just like the came. Yo, you got to get a lot of gas to power those Hummers.
They probably just go for about 15 minutes because he's like, the gas is so watered down that you can only go for about an hour or something. I don't know.
You shouldn't have had to. You know,
Well, you're glad I did, right?
when you're just a kid. You shouldn't know what it means to. I know what it's like. First time that you hurt someone like that. I'm not good at this.
Yeah, you really aren't.
I mean, it was my fault. You shouldn't have had to. And I'm sorry.
It wasn't my first time.
Oh. There you go.
Show me your grip. Finger off the trigger. Now, who taught you that?
Federal school.
Figures. Your thumb. Over your thumb. Left hand. Squeezes down on the right. You put it in your pack. You shoot your damn ass off.
That's actually a good move to put it in her
Yeah.
jacket pocket, because like if someone, the first thing people are going to try to snatch is her supplies, which is in the backpack.
That's true.
They're out of food. Henry won't let Sam starve. Double the guards around our provisions. He's close. I can feel it.
We have not seen any infected yet in this episode. Oh! Is that like a mega infected?
Perhaps, yeah.
Seal off the building for now. Okay?
Yeah.
Lock the door?
With what?
I don't know.
We're going on 42 flights.
45.
Oh my gosh.
Good cardio.
Not all the way.
How far?
As far as I can make it.
That's a lot of, oh god, that's a lot of stairs.
One step at a time, baby. Think of how amazing your tush is gonna look.
Hey, you know that guy who said he was hurt? How did you know it was an ambush?
I've been on both sides. It was a long time ago. We did what we needed to survive.
You and Tess?
And the people we were with. My brother, too.
Did you kill innocent people?
Come on.
I thought he was gonna say something quippy like there are no innocent people anymore. But
No, I thought that was a great exchange, actually.
yeah.
Give me a minute.
Get up, you lazy ass.
It's not lazy, it's just older.
Yes. 56 years old, you little shit.
He does not look 56.
No. It's a very good 56.
Oh, very smart.
I mean, you don't survive for this long without learning a trick or two.
Did you know diarrhea is hereditary?
What?
What?
Yeah. It runs in your genes.
Nah.
That was so goddamn stupid.
You did.
Jesus, we're losing it.
You're losing it big time.
It's a good joke. Oh god, something terrible is gonna happen, isn't it? Oh no,
No,
okay.
I think that's the end of the episode.
Ah. Crunch, crunch.
Joel.
Uh-oh.
Joel!
Oh.
Oh.
Is this Henry?
Oh.
Ooh. That was a nice little ending there. You were like, oh, it's going to end on them laughing. But I knew the other shoe was going to drop.
It's interesting the weaving in and out of like what's in the game and using the game as sort of just a Bible or a
guidebook.
A guidebook, a beat sheet for what you're going to do in the show. I thought they were going to go on foot when they hit the dead end at the underpass. And instead to try to drive around, I was quite curious why he didn't just try to go through the gate. Like, I wish they had kind of explained that, because that's what I would think. Like, if I'm in an post-apocalyptic world, that's the first thing I'm going to try is to try to drive through one of those things. If this is my path, right?
Yeah.
I mean, essentially that's what he did. And I like that little moment on the stairs when she's like, have you ever hurt innocent people? The way she asked that question, so curious and genuine, and the way he couldn't answer it, I thought was perfect, because it says so much without saying anything at all.
Yeah. Well, it's just like you noticed, even with the casting of, I think the actress's name is Melanie Linsky, but as that lady who's clearly their leader, right? I think the whole point is that when you live in this world, you're forced to do things that you wouldn't normally have to do. Like even that last shot of the little kid who's obsessed with Superman. He's got like that leftover paint on his face, like it's some sort of face mask, because it's his little superhero persona, but he's holding a gun and he's even younger than Ellie, and it's like, what are we forced to do when the situation demands that of us? Because certainly looking at that lady, she didn't seem like the type of person who would be the leader of all these people.
Yeah.
But clearly she's stepped up to the challenge, and everyone looks to her as a leader.
Even the way she speaks, it was very like her inflection, her vocal quality. That's the kind of vocal quality I've always associated with just like the friend or the fun mom.
Someone who's sweet.
She strikes me as someone who's more of a comedic character actress than someone who would be leading a survival group of some kind. Just listening to the way she talks, I have mixed feelings about it, just because of like what I have been conditioned to think a leader should sound like.
Yeah.
Whether it's a male or female. The way Marlene sounds, the way Marlene looks and carries herself, that looks like a leader.
Yeah, she looks like a badass. Yeah. And she carries herself with a certain strength and gravitas.
Exactly. And so when you're not fitting that profile, that bill, it just sort of like does my head in a little bit, but I'm like, no, like I'm fighting against myself, because I'm like, it totally is possible that literally anybody who's determined enough and has enough will could become the leader and has, vision and foresight to lead people.
Yeah, and it's also like the question is, what happened to her to put her in that position? I guess it had something to do with her brother, and I assume her brother got killed by Fedra. And the thing that I was thinking the whole time was, Fedra has been made out to be this really awful regime, right? And it very much feels like a dictatorship, because it is. When you have another situation where the people overthrow that government, they're still pretty much the same as what they were before, because everybody's scared and everybody's just trying to do the best that they can. And I wonder what that's saying about human nature, when it's like in a situation where the circumstances are dire, it seems like we'll always want to turn to some form of totalitarian regime or something quite horrible.
Yeah. What's interesting is the little clues they gave us, because when she was looking through the attic, there was a drawing of two Superman holding hands. And my first thought was something like, I don't know, my first thought was something homosexual. Like, I thought that was the case, or maybe, and then I was like, well, maybe it's like a father and dad kind of thing.
A father and son.
Sorry, that's what I meant. That's father and son kind of thing. And I'm like, maybe that makes sense. Now I'm remembering the game. I'm like, oh, okay, gotcha. Now it's clicking and it makes more sense. So now the drawing makes sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If I recall correctly, it's a kid and his brother, basically.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember. So.
Well, you didn't get that far in the game. What we're gonna get next is gonna be very intense. So where they concluded was very, very good. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's a good cliffhanger moment to lead us into the next part. And
I feel like I came prepared this episode. I was like, I'm gonna bring tissues, and I just had a feeling that the minute I bring tissues for a reaction, I'm not gonna cry.
I really like this episode. I thought that, it was annoying to me that it was shorter, because it's 45 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I came here for an hour, bitches. You know, but like, I mean, it was very efficient in what it set out to do.
Well,
you know?
I think your one complaint during the other episodes that we watched was, I want more of Joel and Ellie. I want more
Yeah, we
of
certainly
Joel,
got that.
and they gave it to us here. This was the episode where they're showing them like warming up to each other. I thought it was really cute how they had this whole thing with like the funny puns. Some of them were genuinely funny, but it's just like a cute little rapport between the two of them, and you can kind of see how the pseudo father-daughter relationship is developing between them, and we're learning a lot of wonderful, interesting things about the characters. And also, I loved that scene where she asked him like, okay, well, what's the point of even living then if like everything is so shitty? I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but I think that is an important question, and it's a question that I often ask when I watch content like this, because I'm like, well, what would I do in that situation? And I think his answer was very honest, because it's like you got to go on for family, and that was the reason why in the last episode Bill was just like, well,
I think it's just it's in our coding, though.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
I mean,
you're right. There is a very strong will to survive in human beings, and I suppose just maybe in all living creatures is just like, I need to survive. I need to propagate. But
exactly.
like, yeah, especially when you do have family and you do have people that you care about, that can be the one shining light in an extremely shitty situation.
Right. Everything that I wanted to see with these characters has been happening so far. You know, like obviously the moment where she uses the gun, that's an obvious tell. Like it's Chekhov's gun. It has to get used.
Right, yeah.
You know, in a desperate situation, no less. The way that all of that was handled was so good. Like when he looks at her and he looks at the gun and he puts his hand out to take the gun, he sends her behind the wall because he doesn't know what she's been through, what she's seen. He has no idea, because he hasn't asked enough questions about her experience.
Well, and she's good at asking all the questions, but she's not necessarily forthright with the answers.
Right. And so not seeing what had happened to that young guy and just hearing it, it's almost worse, because it's like that thing where it's like, it's not what you see, it's what you know.
It's your imagination, and you know that it's going to come. Like I knew as soon as they showed Ellie come out and she hadn't killed him, she just shot him. Yeah. And then Joel stands up. I'm like, I know what he's got to do. He's got to take matters into his own hands. Like you can't let this guy survive, because that is then going to affect your survival. This is the situation that we're in. This is the world that we live in now. And it's sad. And I thought it was really genius of them to have the other character also be like a young guy. Yeah. You know, because that could be Ellie.
Right. Well, I mean, the interesting thing in that moment was, I guess, the moral dilemma that she was dealing with, because I'm pretty sure, I can't remember who the guy is that she killed before, if that was even explored in the game. I think it was explored in the game, but I don't remember it because it's been a minute. But this dialogue while he's dying, and she's looking at him, and he's begging for his life, and she's just dealing with that, is very, very interesting. And then when he comes into the room and she's like, I'm fine. It's so interesting to see her sort of doing half of the parenting for herself with him, because he doesn't even have the ability to ask her, are you fine? She has to tell him, I'm fine, don't worry. But
I thought it was so interesting as well, like when she starts crying, it's not because of the thing that just happened. It's the trauma of what happened the first time that she's still dealing with. At least that's what I got from the situation. I felt like...
You mean when she was sitting on the floor?
Yeah, when she started crying. I didn't think that she was
I thought she was touched by Joel. I thought she was touched by Joel's like heart to heart as well, though.
Yeah, of course, because like I would imagine, I'm not gonna say anything because like just in case it's spoiling anything or whatever, but I think I have an idea of what might have happened. But I think that after that moment, she probably never had a moment where she could just kind of deal with those feelings. And so she's having that moment now where whatever happened the first time she had to shoot someone, she's now unpacking those emotions and processing it. So I thought that was a really beautiful moment and very well acted.
Yeah. And then of course there's that moment that when he's got to give her back the gun. You know, it's that sort of, for her, it's a coming of age tale. And so to have that, I don't know what you'd call it. It's almost like this truncated form of all right, here's the keys to your first car, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It's kind of messed up.
You know, but that's how I sort of took it. And so she's sort of growing up through this process with him. Even though she's had this experience before, there's this rite of passage in a way that we're watching unfold. And I think that's cool.
It's him going like, okay, I trust you now with
Yeah.
this thing that you can use to kill another person. In much the same way, like the analogy that you were giving of, oh, when you get your first car or whatever, yeah, it's a big deal because your parent or your parent figure is giving you the keys to a big ass killing machine, basically, if you run over someone. Just to go back to the whole situation with the young man that they had to kill, I thought that was just incredibly distressing. Him begging for his life and just trying to bargain with all the things, and then the realization that he is really young, and then he's asking for his mother and all of that. Like whenever I watch anything, if it's like a war movie or whatever, where, you know, a soldier's dying on the field and he's asking for his mother, I'm just struck by how, like, it's so sad. I don't know. It's just relatable because, you know, I imagine that would be the first place that you would go. And then you're just reminded of the humanity, you know, that like, even though 1 minute ago, this guy was just trying to kill you, he's still someone's son, you know, he has a mother too, and he's scared, and we're all just scared, and we're all just trying to survive and make it work, and it sucks.
Yeah. The one thing I wondered about is, you know, Last of Us, while it's about this emotional journey, the game, I mean, there is quite a bit of action in the game, and thus far we actually haven't gotten a lot of action in this show, if you think about it. Brevity is key to all these action sequences.
Yeah, very specific.
It's very specific, and it's all about like, okay, what is the emotional arc that we're going for here? What is the point of this action sequence? There's no action for the sake of action. There's no action that is prolonged in any way. Every single time there's action in the show, the only one that lasted a while was the first encounter with the clickers. That's the only one. Everything else has been much shorter. Everything is about the target of the emotion. Like, what are we trying to do here? And so in that moment, the whole point was, you know, showing, first off, Ellie saving Joel, and then additionally the revelations that come as a result of that, right? If it was the game, there would be like a whole like path that you're going through as you're trying to fight these guys off.
Yeah.
And I was half expecting that to come a little bit, and I'm of two minds about the fact that we didn't get that. Part of me is like, this is better. This is the way you should be doing this show, right? Because it's not about the action, it's about what the characters are dealing with and their experience and their growth.
Yeah.
But there's another part of me that goes, but there was, you know, it's a 45-minute episode. I mean, we could have gotten like 2-3 more minutes of just like, you know?
Running around. I mean, I remember of the small portion that I played of the game, there was a lot of sneaking around, getting around, shooting people in the back, like shootouts, and like killing infected. My favorite was the shift, just get up behind them and you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, none of that's really come up yet. Maybe it will, but you know, when they were driving through the up to that point in the show, and they were showing us all these dilapidated buildings and cars and whatever, like not buildings, but just vehicles that have been abandoned, long abandoned, and you know, foliage is just sort of taken over. I was thinking to myself, like, this is really interesting, and it makes me wonder way ahead. I'm jumping the cart way ahead of the horse here, right?
You're putting the cart before the horse, jumping the gun.
It just is making me think about what they're going to do in season 2 or 3 with elements of Last of Us 2, because there are some moments, and I mean, I don't know if it's going to be explored in the show, because the show deviates in the ways that it wants to facilitate telling the story that it wants to tell in its own way, right?
Yeah.
But there are some expensive moments, to say the least, right, that happen in Last of Us 2 that would be way more costly than anything we've seen so far here, or anything that we will see in this show that I can think of. It makes me wonder, like, how far they're going to take it. It just got me excited. You know, it got me excited for what they might pull off in season 2 or 3 with, you know, it has to do with other characters, not Joel or Ellie. You know, even though I didn't love Last of Us 2, there are still some exciting moments. It's the easiest way to put it, and keeping it, you know, spoiler free. So I guess with that, you know, you guys thank us for this reaction. No, thank you for joining us for this reaction, and do subscribe, hit that bell icon, please, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. And if you're watching this on Patreon and memberships, thanks so much for supporting us here. I'm Jabby Kawai. This is
Achara Cook.
Peace out.